Day 35 of the 1,461-day reign as your world champions. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe. And that was a bit of a dismal start to the Premier League season. I won't even try and sugarcoat that. I don't think that game was anything worth panicking about. Nothing for alarm bells to start ringing. I didn't think it was a terrible performance. It was just a little bit flat. I thought it was a little bit flat from us offensively and in the midfield. Like, we never really seemed to penetrate Palace like that, especially in central areas. Like, I thought Palmer was off. A lot of his passes weren't really working, or they were a little bit overhit. I thought Caicedo didn't really get into it until more into the second half, and Enzo was just straight not good. Not good. But that's kind of what the performance really comes down to me a bit more. It's just more individuals, if anything. It didn't seem that sharp. And I didn't expect that because I looked at the way that we handled both of our games in preseason against teams that had already been playing in their preseason a lot more frequently before we'd started. And I thought we'd be up for this. I thought we'd be the same energetic Chelsea side that we've seen in the World Cup, that we saw towards the back end of last season. And I didn't really catch that today. Now, there was still some good spots. I thought Achimpong had a very good performance for his first game playing in the centre-back role, especially off the ball. I think he did his thing. He had one mistake, led to the Eze free kick that he scored and was ruled out for offside. That was it. That was genuinely it. And bar that, the rest of his game was great. Very composed, very good on the ball, made the right decisions most of the time. There were some times where it was a little bit slow, but you're going to see that, especially with his first ever start playing that sort of role and with how important it is. There was a lot of pressure on Josh Achimpong going into this game, and I think he handled himself pretty well. But it just never really seemed to scare Palace in the final third. I think that's the right wording for me to use. Esteval came on second half. He gave us so much more life. As soon as he gets the ball, he's driving at players. He's trying to make things happen. He actually seemed to get the attack clicking a little bit more. But then he had that, not a howler miss. Touch kind of let him down and he ballooned it over the bar. And those, sadly, are just the difference between winning and drawing in these sorts of matches. Because, I know a lot of fans will come out of this game and instantly start panicking. They're saying, "Oh, forget the title challenge, the top four race again, or we're not going to finish top four." I saw people in my chat doing Maresca out. I had super chat saying Maresca out. All of that again, just off one match day. But I don't get that feeling off this game. I really don't. I'm disappointed that we didn't win because I thought we would bop Palace off the park. I really did. All due respect to Palace and everything that they have done this year. But I thought the way Chelsea have handled themselves over the last 4 months, this game was it had to be a victory for us. And it wasn't. Which, it does feel like a little bit of a kick in the teeth, but I don't really see anything to panic about. I really don't. It would have been nice to see Pedro and Delap playing together towards the end of the match. Just to give us two aerial options to try and put the ball into the box for. But we never got to see that. Hopefully we get to see that another time if we're ever chasing a goal. Because João Pedro, never really saw him in the game. I think if you have Liam Delap there as another option, you might free up João Pedro a little bit more and you might start to see him a bit more in the game. But yeah, it was all in all just a very, very frustrating result. The performance, not terrible. I thought we did our job defensively. Palace didn't have a lot to deal with. We were good in terms of still creating chances for ourselves, but we just weren't penetrating them as well as we could in central areas. And I think that was our biggest problem coming out of that game. But it's still a long season. My opinions for this season remain the same. I'm not flip-flopping off one match day, especially a game that we didn't even lose. It's a disappointing result. This is a very disappointing result for us. And I'm just going to do my best to try and not overreact and to not put out anything that could make other people overreact about this game too. But I will say, though, I am fucking glad I didn't go now that all of that's said and done. Because you guys already saw during the watch-along the ticketing issue that I was going through. I was meant to be at the game today. And then my ticket just weren't showing up on the app. It showed up at half-time. Fat lot of good that's going to do for me. But whatever, man. You know what? Generational swerve. Because, yo, my hungover self standing in a queue for an hour for a 0-0 draw, I'm good. I'm good. I'll do West Ham or Fulham this month or something like that. But yeah, it's annoying. Because in spite of, like, how we played and the passiveness of us, especially in the second half, I genuinely felt, right, that it's just as long as one of Andre Santos or Esteval's chances go into the net in the second half, we're barely even having this conversation. We're saying it was a resilient victory and we fought against the odds and all of that shit. We'd be talking about how we just left with 3 points. But that's what happens when you don't bury your chances. Andre Santos, you had to finish that. You had to bury that chance. Esteval, I let it off because I think like the ball was bobbling a little bit. I understand it. Santos, take a touch, I beg. Please, take a touch. You did not need to balloon that with your first hit. Please. But here's what it is. God knows what this comment section is going to be like. Because it's just going to be a bunch of people saying, world champs, but you can't beat Palace. And I understand when it's the rivals. But the Chelsea fans, please, I'm begging you. Maintain some composure. Please, I'm begging you. I thought the chat got a little bit better towards the end. When we got to full time, it was just, oh, Maresca out. We're not getting top 4. This was a shocking performance. I didn't think it was a shocking performance. I just think it was a bad result. It's a bad result. Some individuals didn't turn up. I don't think Enzo turned up. I don't think Palmer turned up. Sanchez, look, we had the debate about that Eze goal and whether it was his fault or not. I think I'm genuinely sitting on the fence with that one. I think it's a powerful shot that's still going to be difficult for anybody to save. But Sanchez is also in the middle of the goal. And it's like, you couldn't just get a hand on it, try and palm it wide or something. It was right next to him. Right next to him. So I think both sides have a fair case on that. The passing, though. You see, like this is just why I can't, like, just be like, I believe in Sanchez. I can't. Because, like, the passing just ain't consistent. That was horrid again today. Again. I beg, just go get me Mike Mignon and that centre back that we need. And yeah, you lot are going to get Garnacho and Javi Simmons. I'll also say this game is an example of why we need Javi Simmons. When Palmer isn't cooking like that, we need another available option for him that is playing in the 10. And like Enzo is still primarily more of a deeper creator. João Pedro's viewed as more of a striker, not really viewed as much of a 10. You need someone that's just that out-and-out 10, that out-and-out creator. And that's what Javi Simmons would bring to us. So let's hope we can get that done soon and then Kunku goes. But big up to every single one of you that's locked in. 0-0. Yeesh. World champions, though. Never forget. Up the Chelsea. Big up every single one of you.